Alright, what's up guys? Cameron Fous here with FousAlerts.com. Thank you for tuning into this webinar as we kind of go over the details about trading with the hedge fund, which is Clique Fund. I got Peter Zhang here with me today, who runs the hedge fund, and he's going to kind of go over in detail how it works and everything, and how we're affiliated with them, and how you go about signing up through us and getting started trading. You know, a lot of people that fail at trading, suffer because one, they're not educated, and two, they don't have the right broker that gives them tools they need to trade successfully. A lot of people don't have enough capital to trade with, and the hedge fund kind of helps out in both those areas. So if you're interested, first step is going to FousAlerts.com and clicking this hedge fund button right here, and that's kind of going to give you the rundown of a little bit about the hedge fund. And at the bottom of this, you fill out this form, and that's going to get you in touch with Robert, which is my go-to guy that will give you, all the details and stuff about, actually getting started. Another perk about trading with the hedge fund is that my top tier plan, which is usually $197 per month, drops down to $74.99 a month. So that's a big perk of becoming a hedge fund trader. Is one, you get a lot of cool tools, you get some education on how to trade the Fous Force strategy, and as well you get my top tier plan for a huge discount. But Peter's going to kind of take over now and basically kind of give you guys the rundown of everything that goes along with becoming a hedge fund trader, how it works. We're also going to go over the platform demo and kind of show what it looks like. I have a lot of students now that are trading within the hedge fund, and they absolutely love it. I haven't had one student complain about being a hedge fund trader. They've all said really great things about it. So Peter, I'm going to go ahead and make you the presenter here, and you can kind of take over from here.
Sure. All right. Thank you very much. Guys, what's up? My name is Peter Zhang. I believe, give me 1 second, let me show my screen here. All right, so here I'm going to just go ahead and jump into kind of the structure of the hedge fund first, and then I will go over what you see in front of you here, which is the actual application itself. So a bit about my background. I was a scrub back in the day. All right, I learned pretty much from just going online, looking at chat rooms, trying to figure out my way, learned a little bit about routing, figured out prop trading, got into hedge funds, and here we are now. I would say that if I had the education of, say, Cameron or some of the other gurus out there, I probably would have been able to cut my learning curve in half. And what we've seen a lot on the street, guys that are funding their own accounts, as well as joining prop groups, they don't have a lot of education to go with it. And in the hedge fund space, a lot of times these tools and the ability to trade in a hedge fund, or even a prop firm to say, is relatively difficult because you need pedigree. Pedigree meaning that you need to have some education in the background. For instance, a lot of automated traders out there, a lot of professional prop traders out there, went to school for finance, and then afterwards did some apprenticeship with traders, for traders, other desks, and eventually they can go end up at a hedge fund. Unfortunately, that path is very, very difficult for a lot of people. So, keeping that in mind, essentially the structure of Clique Fund is kind of opening up the doors for smaller traders that want to get a peek into what is available at hedge funds and actually be able to trade in it. And I would say that Clique Fund itself is a hybrid between a prop group and also a hedge fund. The structure is a hedge fund, but we kind of act like a prop group. So to give you basics here, remember I'm talking about you needing education. All right, if you wanted to go to some other hedge fund, right, you're essentially going to have to go for an interview, probably take a whole bunch of exams, and have some sort of aptitude test to see how good you are and how good of a fit you are there. And then the overseeing portfolio manager, the guy who's interviewing you, will essentially give you, if you pass, they'll give you buying power, and they'll give you, how do you say, an allocation from the fund where you can trade. You have maximum exposures limitations. You have maximum share limitations. Usually you ramp up. You start from a few hundred shares, a few thousand shares, and you ramp up until we see that you have diminished returns. If you are not profitable, you have a maximum drawdown limit. This is pretty standard across the industry. And so that kind of gets into how the fund works. Okay, so instead of having to have traders go out and say, go to school and then wait for apprenticeship and all that type of stuff, we have essentially went out and sourced some of the best gurus out there. And I gotta say, Cameron knows his shit, all right? And the good thing about this is that we put together packages with Cameron. So if you look at his packages, he's got level 1, 2, and 3. There are other providers out there, but Cameron specifically has level 1, 2, and 3 here that come with certain pieces. At the end of these packages that you're purchasing, they come with education, they come with, I believe it comes with a chat room, but additionally at the end there will be a quiz. And this quiz is essentially the aptitude test. All right, you must pass this quiz in order to trade within the hedge fund. This is kind of your, our way, at least the initial vetting through of saying you are an okay trader here, and we can give you some buying power, we're going to hire you, and let you trade a little bit. Okay, so again, the way that it works, you got to think of it kind of like a car club. All right, when you join a car club, one, you need to be able to drive the car and show that you can handle cars on the track. Why are we going to let you drive cars within the car club if we don't know if you know how to buckle your seatbelts, or if you can shift from first gear to second gear? These are all things that we need to take into consideration in terms of risk. Okay, and what we've done again is have traders be able to go take educational courses such as Cameron's level 1, 2, and 3, and essentially at the very end they can take an exam and we can see how good of a first-off driver you are. All right. Now, differences between say level 1 and 3 and other levels is essentially how good of a driver are you. All right. If you're level 1 and you finish that quiz, level 1 is relatively easy compared to level 3. All right. The amount of information in there, is more or less relatively good. Okay. So, if you're a better driver, we're obviously going to give you a better car. We may give you more buying power because you passed a more advanced exam. Okay? I would say that the way that we treat our traders is very fair. We know that traders that start off are pretty hard pressed for cash, and they want to get into the game, they want to learn, and they want to survive. So what we do is we make sure that the P&L split is very, very high for the trader off the bat. We don't get into actually taking splits until you reach a certain threshold. Okay? And again, these are kind of worked on from case-by-case basis, depending on how you're coming in, how well you do on the quiz, and also how Cameron recommends it. If Cameron already knows that you are a crazy gunslinger, we are going to make sure that we're going to cap you off a little bit. All right. Again, car club. It is important for you to be able to drive the car effectively, and not crash it. All right. My job, on top of everybody else's at Clique Fund, is to preserve capital for our investors. We cannot just let you in and have you be slinging 20,000 shares of Baidu around and losing so much money. Okay, that is not what we do here. What we want to do is we want to manage you risk-based. So a lot of traders that come in, once they've purchased the class and they pass the quiz, they come in and we onboard them. We give them this platform and we essentially say, hey, we're going to let you start off with 300 to 500 shares. Okay, play whatever name you like. You've got 300, 500 shares, and we're going to let you lose maximum $300 to $500 a day to start off. If you can show that you are flat to positive within a week or two, we will up your risk limits. And if you can do that again for a week or two, we will up your risk limits after that. It's very, very simple. We are risk-based. Think to yourself, why would we let you lose more money than you can handle generally? Okay, we are trying to protect you as well as protect ourselves. And there's a lot of sometimes resentment against having these risk limits. But one thing that I'm sure that Cameron teaches you, as well as every other guru out there, is that you must have discipline. And unfortunately, when you go and trade by yourself, and you're in this, you're in this fishbowl, and you may see other people in the chat room doing the right thing and saying the right things. You may not be doing the right thing. You may be saying, "Oh, I should be getting out right now," and I'm not. I'm actually going to double down, and then I'm going to screw myself. And so what we do is we try to protect you and make you obey your discipline. All right, obviously by the firm's risk limits, but we try to help you exercise discipline. And the way that we do that is that we have an actual risk desk here, meaning that when we establish the initial risk limits, this guy, his name is Jeff Schifrin, he is literally the go-to guy for everything click oriented. Okay, you can call him looking for shorts. You can also rely on him to actually exit you out of positions. Okay, so you could leave a position on. It's looking good. It's looking good, and you're up, $500, and you know that your max risk limit is minus 300 or minus 500. You can actually walk away. And what happens is that Jeff will try to ping you a couple times if you're getting close to your risk limits, and if you don't respond, he's actually going to exit you out. All right. And this is something that you will not find elsewhere. It's very, very difficult to actually find this type of feature elsewhere. We're going to be rolling out a lot of extra features where it's actually going to be automated, where you, quote unquote, can have a trailing portfolio stop, meaning that if you're up, say, $1,000, we will not let you lose more than 25% of that. We'll just cut you off and call it a day. Sometimes the best thing for traders to do is make money in the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, and then call it a day. I'm sure this was the case for a lot of people today. There's some action in the morning and boom, juice is gone. And unfortunately, as easy as it sounds to do, it's actually very difficult for traders to manage. And that's why the hedge fund itself is sort of a buddy system for you to be able to manage your trades. In addition to that, one thing that we pride ourselves on is that we have some of the best execution you will see on the street. All right. A lot of times, if you're at some of these retail brokers, they are internalizing your trades. I'm sure everybody has seen the documentary Wall Street Code that you have here. I'm actually in it. Got to throw that shameless plug in there. Along with Brian Bowden. Brian Bowden is also a partner within the hedge fund. He has worked on a few routes here where you're actually going to have some of the high-frequency trading tools on your side. All right. So, for instance, if you were playing this, let's look at IBM. Okay. So, actually, this is not a good example here. Let's look at IRBT right here. Okay. So, say that your market is 3502 by 3652. It's a pretty wide spread. And you press a buy order out there and it's market. We're not just going to go and you're not just going to go and buy and all of a sudden buy this 3652. What you're actually going to see is a quick fill, but it's actually going to work the order for you and try to get you the best execution possible so that you're not losing 10, 15, 20 cents each time you press the buy button, or if it's 1 cent or 2 cents. Now, another problem here is that a lot of traders are incapable of wrapping their minds around why this is important. Think about all the trades you make over an entire year. Okay? Think about if you had been able to preserve 1 cent every execution in the entire year, how much longer you would be able to stay in the game. Right? It's relatively difficult for people to understand, but it adds up. Right? Especially when you are sizing up and you have 1,000 shares or 2,000 shares on one, 5,000 or 10,000. Every cent matters, and it is very, very important for you to act like a smart trader. Okay, I would consider professional traders guys that can drive Ferraris. Ferraris are not driven the same way as a freaking Toyota Corolla. All right, we are trying to show you how to drive a Ferrari, and part of the Ferrari is being able to shift gears here, which is how you execute. All right, and we make sure that you have the fastest routes, and you're able to essentially work orders. And you don't have to really think about it. You just let our machines do it. Other places that you're going, they're internalizing your trade. They'll give you a bad tick, all this kind of stuff. I'm sure everybody has seen this across the board. But again, guys, we're here to try to alleviate a lot of pressure for you in terms of understanding technology. That kind of gets into the actual technology here itself. This is app trade. We're actually upgrading app trade in the next 2 months here. We're going to be including some fancy charts. You can make this all as difficult as you'd like it to be, or you can make it as simple as you'd like it to be. All right? So again, relatively simple. All of it's extremely fast. It's extremely lightweight. I've had traders actually complain that the execution is so fast they didn't even know they actually put the order in. Okay? These are some relatively novice traders that obviously need to know and understand why fast cars go fast. Okay? And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I know this is kind of short, but what I'm trying to explain to you here is that hedge funds are very daunting to retail traders and to smaller traders. And what I'm trying to get across here is that if you get the right education, learn from Cameron here, buy the education, pass the quiz, let us onboard you, and take your time. All right? Too many traders try to go out there and short pump and dumps, and all of a sudden they get burned within the first day, and they have a margin call, and they don't have any money. All right? And a lot of times, traders are dishonest with themselves, and they don't obey their own discipline. That's the other thing about the hedge fund, is that we are here to help you work out the discipline of being a trader and obeying your risk limits. And that's it in a nutshell, guys. Does anybody have any questions? Cameron, I know this is kind of short. What questions do you have over there for me?
I guess like exactly what you just said, just to touch on what you were just saying about being able to follow your own discipline. In the beginning, it took me about 3 years before I ever started making money trading stocks. And it wasn't because I didn't know what to do. It was more so just finally getting it ingrained in my head, like you cannot screw around. You have to be disciplined and follow, the rules of the game. And that's what's beneficial about the hedge fund, is that those, kind of restrictions are there to help you, actually make those decisions yourself if sometimes you're not being disciplined enough to make those for yourself. And that's literally why it took me so long to start making money in stocks, because I was being such an idiot and actually not following my own rules and being disciplined. And that's what it came down to once I kind of flipped and turned the corner, was being able to be disciplined enough to make the decisions that I needed to make at the right time.
Sure, totally. And just to add to that, guys, I know a lot of people like to play hard to short stocks or hard to borrow, or the easy borrow list is pretty good. I would say that it's I would say top 1 or 2 on the street for short list. We will be adding additional clearing firms so that we can essentially cover the entire universe of short lists. Again, there are sometimes hard to borrows that are just hard to borrow, period, and it's very difficult to do. But we like to pride ourselves on being able to service our portfolio managers and traders with good shorts. But like Cameron said, discipline is the way to go. Get your education, learn how to trade, take your time. We're here to help you take your time.
Okay, and then I guess we can do some Q&A here. Someone asked what the link is. Can you see the Q&A section or no?
I cannot see it. If you can actually...
I wonder if I can add you in here. Staff, presenter, make work.
Wall Street Code documentary. Just go search YouTube for Wall Street Code and you'll find it.
Can you see the questions here now?
I'm only seeing the chat that you just put in there. I'm not seeing the questions here.
I'm going to make you the organizer and see if that changes it.
All right. What time does website? Oh, great to be like you, Cameron.
Yes, that was all pre. Go down to like 1:19 and after time wise.
Let's see. Andre is asking, everything sounds so beautiful, but what's your take here? Our take is P&L. We let you trade for a very, very high P&L split, literally 80% plus for the first however many dollars you make, and when we start taking P&L. There is a technology fee per month that is between $150 and $250, depending on how long you've been trading with us. That's essentially to cover data fees and our general maintenance of traders. But that's essentially it. We don't take any money on commissions. We don't try to work internalization deals or anything like that. We do not allow options trading just yet, but we will be offering options trading, I would say, in January. Andre, this is a relatively bare bones operation. We don't have ginormous costs like SureTrader does and all these other guys out there where they are trying to internalize the trade and all that type of stuff. Okay? We're just here trying to help the traders, and our networks include guys like Cameron. And we understand that Cameron has done a lot of good work, and we pride ourselves on him having good education as well as other portfolio managers. Is there a Mac version of AppTrade? You can work AppTrade through VMware or a Parallel, but that's essentially it. Can you explain level 1, 2, and 3? Sure, level 1, 2, and 3. 1 is the easiest, 3 is the most difficult. They have different amounts of information in them. The quizzes are different, and therefore they tell us, the hedge fund, what risk limits that we can give you. If you pass level 3, obviously we can give you a little higher risk limits than if you just pass level 1. Can I get fills within spread if my limit orders at your hedge fund are only market orders? Yes, of course you can get fills with limit orders within spread. That's our main jam, is being able to work the spread. Is AppTrader better than SureTrader on the short list? I cannot say it for sure. I don't know SureTrader's actual stuff. I would say that we are competitive in the space. Commission rates are 0.0027 per share, so that's $2.70 per thousand. No options execution. Chris here is saying great things. Been with the fund for about 3 weeks. Can't say enough good things about it. Experience so far. Jeff has been amazing. Replies with issues. Bills are lightning fast. Keep up great work. Thanks, Chris. Jeff is our trade desk guy. Make sure to ask questions to him whenever you get a chance. We're at support@cliquefundlp.com. And guys, if you have shorts that you want to request, the day before, just put that request in. He will make sure that everybody gets in there. Alright, guys. When you pay the entrance fee and you study take test, and you happen not to pass the quiz, you lose out on initial fee. Marco, you can go back and relearn and retake the exam. Starting leverage ratio. Drew, we don't really think about it in leverage per se. We just essentially say we're going to start you off with $25,000 worth of portfolio margin, or we're going to start off with $50,000, or we're going to start you off at 300 shares essentially. And if you can show that you can make money on 300 shares, we'll up you to 500, and then 600, and then 1,000. It's literally a week-by-week type of assessment. So, again, usually we start people off at 300 to 500 shares. Show us you can make money. Take your time. Get used to the platform. This is another thing, is that a lot of people that switch back and forth between platforms have issues using the platform, and they make mistakes and they lose money. Okay? All right, do you look at TraderView stats? We do look at TraderView stats. So, we have a back office software called iBoss where you can see your P&L, and I believe we have some traders that send them off to TraderView to kind of watch it themselves. Our risk desk has internal ways to watch it as well. Is there a demo for the platform? Unfortunately, there is no demo for the platform. The platform is extremely proprietary. You guys will not see this out on the street. And that's essentially it. What is the lag on the level 2? I don't think you will see any lag. It was probably within the sub 100 microseconds. Can't I start with 1,000 shares as a newcomer to the hedge fund? If you go to a car club and you're 18 years old, it's your first time driving, do they let you drive the Maserati? Why is level 3 more difficult? Sorry, don't understand yet. Level 3 is more difficult because it has more information. Chris is saying it's very fast. Is the platform web-based? How are the charting and scanning capabilities? So there are no charts attached to this right now. We are extremely execution heavy on our side. So we want to make sure that we have this built out so people can execute. A lot of people out there essentially use their Take a Swim or Interactive Brokers or freestylecharts.com and they're able to do it.
Yeah, just touch on that. I don't use, I don't use my broker to trade through or to use charts with. I use TC2000 for all my charting programs or Thinkorswim's program. So I don't use my own broker's charts either.
Sure, gotcha. All right. International clients are permitted, yes. If you wanted to clarify this for anyone listening, so yeah, Drew, great point. International and U.S. clients are all welcome. Again, this is not a brokerage service, so we are not limited by who and where traders come from. This is a hedge fund. We hire the traders. Yes, Canada, not being U.S., yes. Yes, very good. How and when can you withdraw profits? So you send a wire request via the wire request form. The payouts are bi-weekly. All right. Do you guys have a platform that works on mobile, iOS devices, Androids, or in the works? It is in the works. I believe you can actually try to pull this up on an Android phone, but I'm not 100% sure. I would not bet on that for now. But yeah. Marco, you can ask Cameron about credit card payments for class. The website link of this program. Cameron, if you can make sure just to send, this is Sweeping Wong. All right. They need a website link for the program.
Okay.
How can I sign up for TC 2000? We'll have somebody reach out to you there. Okay, so somebody's asking about transferring money to the fund. There's no transferring money to the fund, guys. This is not a brokerage account. You're not funding your hedge fund account. There's no account here for you. You are buying education. You are passing the education, and you are trading, and we are hiring you, giving you firm capital to trade. So Mathis, you should go talk to Cameron's guy. What was your guy's name again?
Robert Miller. So if you go to FousAlerts.com right now, Robert's sitting in the live chat pop up, and he can answer any questions that you have, or you can give him a call on our phone number that's listed on the top of the website.
Tony's asking about 24/7 live chat. For more information, Tony, just check out Fous Alerts, and you should be good. So our clearing broker right now is ETC. All right, so they have pretty good shorts there, and we're actually about to add Wedbush for our Southwest. All right, guys. Well, this is pretty good interaction here. I'm glad actually everybody has like reasonably good questions here. Usually it's more like, what is that thing on your screen? I'm really glad you guys are having this here. Cameron, I think we're good to go here. If you have any other questions, I think everybody else here can be directed your way, and we're good to go. If anybody has any other questions directly about click fund functionality, they can email Cameron as well. We could possibly, if you pass your exams and you're on the first shot here, we can also have Jeff, who is our trade desk guy, answer questions as well. And yes, watering fees are on you guys. We can't eat every fee here. All right, Cameron, thanks for having me on.
Hey, yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for coming on and helping out with the webinar, kind of explaining more in detail all the details behind the hedge fund and how everything works.
Sure, of course. Let me know if you need anything else. I'm here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Hope to see you trading in the fund soon.
All right, yeah, thanks, Peter.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, and if you guys are interested in signing up, again, it's fousalerts.com/hedge fund. If you go to fousalerts.com, just click this hedge fund button right here, and that's going to bring you to this page. That's going to give you a little bit more information about it. Fill out this form at the bottom, and that's going to give you all your information for you to talk to Robert, and he's actually online right now. You can see we have the live chat support up and running. So Robert's online. If you have any questions, obviously he's this one man, so please be patient if there's a lot of you guys that are asking questions all at the same time. Be sure to fill out this form so we can get you in the system so that he can get back to you if he's busy talking to somebody on the phone or something currently. In addition to that, also there's a hedge fund FAQ, frequently asked questions. If you hover over a hedge fund, please go to that, and that's going to give you a little bit more detailed questions that you may need answered that you can get answered right now before you go and ask Robert any questions that you may have. So go definitely check out the FAQ on the hedge fund so you can have a little bit better understanding of how it works before you talk to Robert, so you can kind of he can kind of cut down on the time of explaining in detail what it is. But another quick example, to get started, it's between $2,500 to $7,500 for level 1, 2, or 3. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any more questions right now, I guess I can ask or answer any more questions in the Q&A. Chris, yes, you should already have a membership to the chat room if you're in the fund through me. So get in touch with Robert about that. So when I ask, do you trade with the hedge fund? No, I do not trade with the hedge fund. Trading with the hedge fund is ideally, for people with smaller accounts that don't have, $25,000 to $50,000 to $75,000 to trade with. A lot of you guys only have, a couple grand or $5,000. Trading with the hedge fund, gives you unlimited day trading capabilities and the ability to trade with a lot of money. But you also have to be very careful and very disciplined, because you can blow up your account quickly. Or get your risk limit fast, and that's why they have restrictions to help you actually succeed without blowing up your account like most people do. But I do not trade with the hedge fund because I trade with a $300,000 account and I trade with my own capital. So I have my own broker that I use. If you have a lot of money that you're trading with, then you can go use a retail broker if you want. But if you have a smaller account, which I'm guaranteeing 95% of you guys do, the hedge fund is definitely your best option to get started in trading. So say if I start with level 1, $2,500 program in trading with free strategies, with that you get access to all the video lessons online for Fous Alerts. You get access to Fous TV, which is live trading of me detailing all my trades every morning live. Basically you see a recording just like this, and I'm explaining what I'm trading and why at the same time. In addition to all the text message alerts, email alerts, and into the live chat room, which is also a really cool chat system. We probably have the coolest chat room around as far as how everything works. We got this really cool alert system where everyone kind of works like a Twitter feed where anybody can make their own alerts throughout here. And we have traders ranked on the right side here by how many times people have given them a good positive alert. So anytime I make an alert or somebody else makes a radar, you can click this like button here, and that adds a point to their system. So it's kind of cool because we have kind of a hierarchy of traders here in the chat room and whatnot. But another, for example, as far as leverage, that's up to the hedge fund of what they're going to give you. But typically, if you start out with level 1, which is $2,500, you're going to get about $25,000 of buying power. Should you use all that? Maybe not, because that's going to be risky. But it's better than only being able to start with $2,500. And if you can do it correctly and be disciplined and diversify, that's going to be highly beneficial to you as a trader with a smaller account, and also be getting some education at the same time. Marco is asking, I just signed up for Elite 2 months ago, but I need to get my own broker in conjunction with Clique. No. If you are trading within Clique Fund, you can get rid of your broker. You're trading through Clique Fund. You're trading through a hedge fund and trading their capital. So you don't need your broker anymore unless you want to keep trading through your broker. But, there's not really any reason for that. Again, gains are, I think, paid out bi-weekly for payouts. Someone has said, would somebody be able to attempt to pass the test without purchasing the DVDs? Yes, it's a totally different test than the DVDs. The DVDs, both DVDs together are 14 hours long. That's different than what the actual hedge fund education level 1, 2, and 3 are. Those are kind of, pulling out the raw basics of the Fous Forward strategy, and there's a separate test geared towards the actual material that you learn in the hedge fund, level 1, 2, or 3. So those are separate from the Fous Forward DVDs. Someone asks, can you be flexible with your trades, or do you need to make a certain amount of trades per day? You can make as many trades as you want per day, as long as you're within reason and not, putting yourself or the hedge fund at risk of losing money. If you're making money and you keep trading and keep making money, you can trade as much as you want. Someone asked, do I have a video lesson showing how I set up TC2000? No, I don't really. It's pretty self-explanatory. You open it up and then you just open up new charts. And basically, when I look at a chart, all I have here is volume, price, 13 EMA, and 50-day moving average. That's all I really look at here. And basically, I have these are kind of conjunction together. When I look at any kind of stock, I have the daily chart pull up as well as the intraday chart, usually 1 to 2 minute. Typically 1 minute charts are what I look at. So for example, if I'm looking at TBIX here, which I got stopped out this morning, unfortunately. As soon as I type that up, it pulls up the daily chart as well as the 1 minute intraday chart, so I can look at both of those in conjunction. If you watch the Fous Forward training DVDs, which I highly recommend all you guys doing, you'll learn why it's extremely important to be looking at both the daily and the intraday charts together. Yes, if you go, whatever test you take, level 1, 2, or 3, each one costs more than the other. Obviously, level 3 is going to be the highest. You'll get more buying power based on what level test you took. No, that someone asked you, is there any penalties for under trading? No, there are no penalties for under trading. Thank you, Margot. All right, guys. Well, if you have any more questions, definitely go to FousAlerts.com. Robert's online right now to answer any of your questions about the hedge fund. You know, there's a lot of big opportunities in the market. You know, a lot of people are a little bit sketched out about, you know, how things are kind of crazy right now. But, you know, there is opportunities every day, every morning to make money trading. And another big thing is, you know, if you're got a smaller account, a lot of times you're going to be restricted on how many trades you can make. With the hedge fund and you have a smaller account, you're going to have capital to use, and you're going to be able to use as many trades as you want as long as you're not losing money. So this market is very quick and very fast, and the hedge fund allows you to have very fast executions and be able to day trade as opposed to your normal retail broker, which is going to be blocking you from doing that. So definitely check out the hedge fund. At least give Robert a call and talk to him about it. You know, he's going to have more details about the hedge fund and about how to get started and everything. In addition, maybe you're not interested in the hedge fund, but you want to check out FousAlerts.com. Check out the Fous 4 trainings, which are 14 hours long, as well as check out our awesome chat room and come watch me trade live every day on Fous TV with the Fous Elite plan. In addition, once again, if you are trading through the hedge fund, my Fous Elite plan, that does include Fous TV, is only $74.99 if you're trading with the hedge fund, as opposed to it being $197 a month if you're not a hedge fund trader. So definitely check out all those things. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This will be recorded if you didn't make it in time to catch the first half of the actual webinar. Thanks for showing up, and I'll see you guys next time.